Hello again. Thank you for spending the day with us. I hope you've had a chance to connect with each other and the resources in this virtual environment. It's been exciting to see the progress on the leaderboard. This is the third of three program sessions in the Pathways to Wellness in MS program series. This session, Getting Started with Your Healthy Lifestyle, highlights exercise and lifestyle physical activity recommendations for people living with MS, as well as preparing you to develop goals to help you commit to behavior change. This session is very interactive, so please engage. We will ask you to share your experiences, learnings, and tips in the chat. Our hope is that you will leave this session able to identify which types of physical activity will be appropriate for your individual needs, increase knowledge of how to overcome barriers to incorporating exercise and lifestyle physical activity into your life, and increase knowledge to develop personalized, smart goals. If you missed either of the first two programs in the series, the recording will be available on demand on the Society's website and in this virtual environment through the end of the year. Let's give another shout out to our premier national sponsor, Bristol Myers Squibb, our national sponsors, Genentech and Janssen, and our supporting sponsors, Novartis and Viatris. Support from MS community partners helps the Society provide innovative programs like this. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce Lisa Fox. Lisa is a certified physician assistant specialized in the field of neurology. She worked as a PA at the Center for Neurologic Disorders in Wisconsin and at Bay Area Neurology in Maryland. Lisa was also an MS medical science liaison with Novartis for 3 years before returning back to the clinical setting at the Neuroimmunology Neurology Department at Johns Hopkins Hospital with a special focus in MS. Now, she is the Assistant Director at the Johns Hopkins Neurosciences Consultation and Infusion Center at Green Springs Station. Lisa will share, and we ask you to share too, practical exercise and lifestyle physical activity solutions. Thanks for being here with us today.
I'm excited to dive into the practical solutions for a healthy lifestyle you will actually be able to implement today. As both Dr. Sikowski and Christopher Wells mentioned, the Society recently convened a group of experts in the fields of MS, exercise, rehabilitation, and physical activity to review available studies and develop recommendations healthcare providers can use to advise individuals with multiple sclerosis at all levels of ability. The group looked at both exercise and lifestyle physical activity studies to develop their recommendations, which are now published and are endorsed by the Consortium of Multiple Sclerosis Centers. The recommendations encourage all people with MS to complete at least 150 minutes of exercise and/or lifestyle physical activity per week. This can be broken down to 30 minutes 5 times a week as one long activity or multiple short activities throughout the day. It really is whatever works best for you, as long as you strive for the 150 minutes per week total. This is going to look different for each individual based on your current and changing ability levels, and some of you may require assistance from a trained assistant. Now, we are going to talk about the recommendations, barriers you may experience, and how to develop a personal goal setting plan to help you maintain your wellness. If you're ready to get started, type "I'm ready" in the chat. Before we dive into hearing more about exercise, let's review the definition one more time. Exercise is a form of leisure time physical activity that is usually performed on a repeated basis over an extended period of time, exercise training, with a specific external objective, such as the improvement of fitness, physical performance, or health. Everyone should be getting exercise. How much and what type will vary based on you and your abilities. This is different from what you might have heard before, so let me repeat that again. Everyone should be getting exercise, regardless of your disability level. How much exercise and what type will vary, but the message here is that everyone should be exercising. As you know, exercise is a very broad term, and there are several types. For our conversation, similar to how the recommendations are broken down, which you will hear about in a minute, we are thinking of exercise in 4 categories. First, aerobic, which are activities that increase your breathing and heart rate. The second activity is resistance. These are exercises designed to increase the strength of bones, muscles, and connective tissues. Third, flexibility. This includes exercises that stretch your muscles and can increase movement and decrease pain or discomfort. And lastly, neuromotor. These are exercises to improve balance, coordination, posture, and trunk strength. Now, please share in the chat what type of exercise you're currently doing and how often and frequently you're doing it. Now, let's talk about specific exercise strategies. For those who have little to no level of support, recommended strategies include aerobic activity is 2 to 3 times per week for 10 to 30 minutes at moderate intensity, or for those of you with advanced or intense aerobic strategies, 5 times a week for up to 40 minutes. Examples include high-intensity interval training, running, walking, and cycling. Now, resistance activity is recommended 2 to 3 times a week, 5 to 10 exercises, 1 to 3 sets with 8 to 15 repetitions. These examples include weight machines, free weights, resistant bands, and using body weight. Now, as far as the flexibility activity, it's recommended daily with 2 to 3 sets, holding for 30 to 60 seconds. Examples include yoga and stretching. In terms of neuromotor activity, this is recommended 3 to 6 times a week for 20 to 60 minutes. And examples include Tai Chi, dance, balance, and yoga. For those individuals who have a moderate level of support, recommended exercise strategies are the same as those just described, but may include modifications, such as using adaptive equipment like a hand cycle, 3-wheeled bicycle, or walking poles. Participating in aquatic exercise for aerobic resistance and flexibility strategies. Water helps you to move in ways you may not be able to on land and helps keep your body cool. Practicing seated exercise or movements, this may feel more comfortable for you, and this can help maintain proper form and posture. And it can also help you tolerate longer periods of physical activity in your home or in your community. Following the lower recommendations 4 times per week, sets and reps. For those who have a high level of support, exercise is definitely not out of reach. Recommended exercise strategies include maintenance of the following 3 to 7 days a week for up to 20 minutes. Though this list is not exhaustive, exercises can be completed in short sessions throughout the day or with rest breaks between repetitions. Breathing every second day, 3 sets of 10 reps with a resistive breathing apparatus like an incentive spirometer that helps you take slow, deep breaths to expand and fill your lungs. Flexibility recommended 1 time a day, 30 to 60 second holds with a focus on affected joints. Upper extremities recommended 6 3-minute intervals of active range of motion. For those who may be unfamiliar, range of motion is a capability of a joint to go through its complete spectrum of movements. This can be achieved independently or with an assistance of a supported partner or therapist. As for the lower extremities, 3 times a week, 30 minutes standing could be with assistance or using a standing frame. Core, I love the core. Every 1 to 2 hours, posture exercises. Hold 10 to 15 seconds. Examples of this include pulling your shoulder blades back, holding your head up, or straightening your back. Lifestyle physical activity is different from exercise, and that these are activities that you choose to do rather than those that are told to you to do to maintain your health. They can be planned or unplanned, that are a part of everyday life, and they can be achieved in short intervals. It does not need to be continuous or repetitive. That's actually a pretty big difference, and you can make it easier to achieve than exercise. You're probably already doing this and not even realizing you're doing something so good for yourself on a daily basis. Why is lifestyle physical activity important? Sedentary lifestyle or being physically inactive has negative implications for your multiple sclerosis and your overall health, specifically increasing your risk for cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and obesity. Unfortunately, both cardiovascular or heart disease and diabetes are on the rise among people with MS and can worsen MS by increasing disability. Current research also shows that obesity is a risk factor for other chronic health conditions that are associated with higher relapse risk in MS. Similar to exercise, how much and what type of lifestyle physical activity you do will vary based on your abilities. As I mentioned earlier, many of the things you may already be doing daily are considered lifestyle physical activities, such as walking your dog, gardening, propelling your wheelchair, and all the activities listed here fit into this category. This list is not exhaustive. There are many more activities that can be included. What I encourage you to think about is, what are you doing to stay active? How are you being mindful and aware of your movements? How often are you moving throughout the day? Share some of the things that you enjoy doing for your lifestyle physical activities in the chat. Remember, lifestyle physical activity is typically unplanned or spontaneous and selected rather than prescribed or completed to reach a fitness goal. There are some recommended strategies to help you reach your goals. For those who need a little to no level of support, recommended lifestyle physical activity strategies include behavior change strategies like self-monitoring and setting alarms or calendar alerts, tracking activities through apps, electronic devices, or journaling, and increasing daily targets. For those who need a moderate level of support, recommended lifestyle physical activity strategies are the same as described, but may include modifications such as adaptive equipment, walking poles to promote own safety, or participating in activities in a seated position. This may feel more comfortable for you, can help you maintain proper form and posture, as well as help you tolerate longer periods of activity in your home or community. For those who need a high level of support, recommended lifestyle physical activity strategies include functional movement of any kind, like active weight shifting for pressure relief, or participating in activities of daily living like dental hygiene, manual wheelchair propulsion, and using mobility aids such as a standing frame. Now, we all understand why it's important for us to make time for exercises and lifestyle physical activity each day. So what stops us from making that happen? Life, right? But what else? What are the specific things that make it both hard or impossible for you? Take a break here and please share your barriers in the chat. For some, your physical environment may be a barrier. Maybe the space you're in does not accommodate your current needs, or maybe you do not have access to the equipment or materials you need. Your social environment may be a barrier for you. If you don't have supportive friends, family, caregivers, it is going to be harder to stay motivated. A lot of us rely on others holding us accountable. That's why we participate in virtual fitness competitions or share our activities with others on different tracking devices. Also, being surrounded by others who don't adhere to a healthy lifestyle can influence your personal behaviors. This can be negative or positive. Your current state of health may impact what you are able to do right now. Cognition and mood changes that you may be experiencing could be a barrier. This impacts planning, prioritizing, and tracking activities, as well as motivation to actually do it. Cost and finding time to stay active can also be barriers. All of these are real barriers. Some are due to the impact of multiple sclerosis, and others are independent. It's important for you to identify your barriers that would prevent you from being successful. Now that we've identified some reasons, we might not be including exercise and lifestyle physical activity into our daily lives. Let's hear from those of you who are able to include one or both. Or maybe you plan to make a change based on what you've learned today. Here are a few strategies I'd like to highlight. 1, set reminders on your phone. Remind yourself to get up or move, reposition every hour, or walk, do a flight of stairs. 2, track your activity. Use an app, a journal, or just document on your computer. You'll find a sense of accomplishment to see what you have completed. 3, hire a wellness coach to help motivate your behavior and achieve your goals. 4, join a group with others who share common goals, hold each other accountable. This could be virtual or in person. Set realistic goals so you can feel successful. Plan activities during times of the day when you feel the best. Learn strategies to stay cool and manage fatigue during a workout. Incorporate solutions into activities that you already have to do, like work and household chores. Now, share in the chat what you're doing or plan to do to overcome some of your personal barriers to reach your healthy lifestyle goal. What works for you? Embracing and being intentional about your exercise and lifestyle physical activity happens through behavior change, just like other healthy habits you are trying to start. The first step can be to focus on your thoughts. Start with being aware of how much you are moving each day. Pay attention to opportunities where you could do more. For example, is someone else loading the dishwasher, but you could do that instead? Are you taking the elevator at work, but you could take the stairs? Even if you just start with one flight and take the elevator the rest of the way, you have to start somewhere. Could you park in a spot further from the door to get a few more steps in? The important thing is to shift your thinking and make a conscious effort to move each day. This will change your behavior. Remember, for those living with MS at all ability levels, research suggests movement goals of 150 minutes per week or 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Think about what you are doing right now. Are you getting closer to that movement goal? How can you get there? Keep in mind, change takes time, and that's definitely okay. Setting incremental goals can be helpful. Let's say you are currently at 4,000 steps per day and you want to reach 7,500. You can commit to increasing your daily steps by 400 per day or 15% per day, whatever works the best for you. For those of you who need a higher level of support, talk with your healthcare team about adapted devices and ways you can be more engaged in your activities of daily living. Setting personal goals is an important step in moving from information to transformation and defining what you are working towards. There are tools you can use to set effective goals and help you achieve success. The SMART acronym can help us remember these components of goal setting. I think many of you probably actually heard of this technique, but may not have actually used it. Goals should be S for specific. They should identify a specific action or event that will take place. M, measurable. These are the goals and their benefits that should be quantifiable. A, achievable. Your goals should be obtainable given available resources. R, realistic. Your goal should require you to stretch some, but allow the likelihood of success. And T, time limited. Your goals should state the time period in which it will be accomplished. Here are a few other tips. State goals as declarations of intention, not items on a wish list. I want to increase my personal activity level, lacks power. I will increase my activity level is intentional and powerful. Avoid using negative language. Think positively. Share your goals with someone who cares if you accomplish them. Sharing your intentions with your family, your best friend, or your social media followers will help ensure success. Write down your goals and put them where you will see them. The more often you read your list, the more results you can obtain. Review and revise your list. Experiment with different ways of starting and stating your goals. Goal setting improves with practice, so play around with it. Here are 2 examples of SMART goals. One for exercise and another for lifestyle, personal, physical activity. As you can see, both goals state exactly what will be done, how it will be completed, and the time frame allotted to reach the goal. Let's review the SMART goal for exercise. What do I want to accomplish? I will increase my weekly resistance training. How I can measure success. I currently lift 2 times a week, 3 sets of 4 exercises. I will increase this to 3 times a week, 5 sets of 8 exercises. Do I have what I need to reach my goal? I have access to weights in my home, or I can go to my local gym. Why am I setting this goal? Physically, I feel okay and would like to increase my strength to make transfers easier. What is my deadline? 3 months. Now, let's review the SMART goals for lifestyle physical activity. What do I want to accomplish? I will walk my dog more. How can I measure success? I will walk my dog 3 times a week. I will increase this to daily walks. Do I have what I need to reach my goals? Yes, I have a park with accessible trails across the street. Why am I setting this goal? My dog goes out 5 to 6 times, so I have the opportunity to achieve these goals. What is my deadline? 2 months. Remember, your goals should be tailored to address your needs, capacity, and personal preferences. Also, it allows space to make adjustments. You may experience an exacerbation or a lifestyle change that impacts what you are able to complete. This does not mean you have failed or you can never reach your goal. It just means you need to reevaluate things and determine if you and how the goal can be obtained. Thank you for being open to share your experiences and solutions in the chat. I encourage you to take those first steps or enhance your vision of wellness through attainable goals.
Thank you, Lisa, and thanks to everyone who submitted comments and questions in the chat. Hopefully, you're feeling more knowledgeable and capable to begin or continue living a healthy lifestyle. Based on this program session, I challenge you to determine 1 to 2 actions you can start to overcome personal barriers and reach your healthy lifestyle goal. Develop a personalized wellness SMART goals and create your wellness commitment pledge to increase movement. If you think you can do this, type "I can" in the comments. We're going to take one final break. If you haven't already, I encourage you to chat with a live MS navigator to connect to resources and services near you and visit our sponsor booths. We'll get set up for the panel Q&A and see you back here in 15 minutes.